Everybody, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to do a little update on Project Phoenix. I got some work done on that, some paint work, did door jambs, bottom of the hood, back sides of the fenders. I'm going to try to get the front clip put back on it probably tomorrow, and then hopefully get this thing ready for paint one day next week. I still have to paint the trunk jamb. That don't take very long. So that's really about it as far as edge work and getting the jambs done. So just give you a quick walk around of the hood, the fenders, how that works out for me, what I use, and yeah, let's check it out real quick. So first off, we'll go over the hood. All right, so this bottom of the hood turned out pretty good. Really not much work required there. I did remove all the old nasty seam sealer down through the edges and cleaned all that up and left that all off, so that looks really good with no seam sealer in it. Did the front up here as well, all the way around the front. Got it looking really good. Got all the seam sealer removed down this side. Looking pretty fresh. Now, door jambs. We did cover the doors a little bit, but this has all been repainted. Got that all re-clear coated and all done. Remove my little door strikers here. Got this all done. Base coat clear. Still got to get the latches put back in there. All that turned out really nice. Jam side here. Now, the piece of resistance. The rockers. Look at those rockers. And here comes somebody. Hey, Baker, what are you doing? You want to be in the video today? Yep. So, yep, that's the rockers. Looking awesome. Bottoms of the doors turned out super. Look really nice. So, that's the driver's side. Give you a walk around. Get this little piece of tape put back on there. We can walk around to the passenger side real quick. See what that looks like. See the rocker on that as well. This right here. Got all the nuts and bolts repainted for the door hinges. Everything looking really well. I re-sealed seal up here on the cowl. I did paint the cowl also. That's one of my little tricks. I'll show you. Like I said, always keep a piece of old weather strip laying around. That way you can tape the fresh painted door shut and they don't hit. That's the passenger side. Looking really good. All that down through there. All up in there, super clean. In the bottoms of the doors. Got all the seam sealer removed. I left all that off. I don't put them back on the bottoms of the doors. And that's the door side. Looks really good. And get the pinch weld. So you'll notice I paint the rockers kind of before I paint the car. Now, the reason I do that is because I'll lift these car up in there when I do the door jambs, so it's easy to get to the bottom of the rockers. If you ever see a low mileage LX car, look up underneath the rockers. There ain't much paint on the bottom of the rockers, even from the factory. You see a lot of thin spots where you see the factory primer or the E-coat even on the bottoms of the doors. That's why a lot of Fox bodies, the rockers, depending on where they're at. Trying to get this tape back on. Depending on where they're at, that's why the doors and rockers rust really bad, because they don't get very good paint coverage from the factory. So my trick is I do the door jambs, I'll paint the rockers, then down here on the bottom, I'll use this as a paint line when I paint the car, so there's no overspray inside the rocker itself, and there's nothing to buff out. You don't have any paint up in the jamb at all. It looks really nice. So yeah. So on the cowl, I kind of do the same thing on the cowl. I'll paint the whole cowl, and then my tape line is right here behind the cowl seal. Now, talking about cowl panel seals, I'm tired, and I'm sorry to vent on this. I'm tired of seeing these guys do all this damn work to these cars, and they don't put the cowl seal back on. You open it up, and it's got, what, 12 holes across the back for a cowl seal that's missing. They're $20, guys. Put a damn cowl seal on. So that's my rant for the day. Replace your cowl seal, especially if you're doing a whole damn car. Yep, that's my tape line right here. I'll paint the cowl before I paint the car. Now I do wet sand and re-clear it when I paint the car. But this is where my tape line is at, where the cowl seal is going to go, so you don't see that. Just little tricks to hide paint lines and stuff like that. Now, fenders. Fenders turned out really nice. I always put my main bolt on. I put base coat clear on that. All this is base clear. Turned out super nice. Now, same thing here. I paint the fenders on the bottom, mainly for up in here, to get good coverage up in here where the bolt goes, because it's on the bottom of the car. And I also like to get a lot of paint up in here, because when you're painting the car, it's hard as hell to get up on this back side to get good coverage back here on the paint or on the fender. really hard. Driver's side fender, same thing. Got all this repainted. Got the fender edge cleared and all that stuff. Good to go. Got good coverage up in here. Looking good. But yeah, turning out really nice. So that's Project Phoenix. The bottom of the hood is single stage urethane. Lays down really nice. That's 3 coats. Coverage is really good. It covered really nice on the first coat. Basically, the next 2 coats are basically just for extra protection from the heat underneath the hood. All my jams, I do base coat, clear coat. This car is a single stage car from the factory, so it was originally single stage, even the jams, but it is base coat clear in the jams now, so it looks really, really nice. That's really about it. If you got any questions about the paint I'm using, clear I'm using, how long I let stuff set, how long it takes to normally spray. The fenders, I painted these this morning. I used fast activator in the clear, so it tacked up probably about 20 minutes, so I can move it around now and it should be good to go. So that's really about it for today. Just a quick update video on Project Phoenix, let you know where we're going with that and how she's coming along. Hopefully I have it painted next week, hopefully. If not, definitely the week after. But shooting for next week for sure. If you're watching the channel, thanks for watching. If you subscribe, thanks for subscribing. If you hadn't subscribed, shame on you. Subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions or comments, you can hit me up at FoxJunk73 or below. I'll be happy to answer your questions. So it's Thursday. Normally don't make a post on Thursday, so it's kind of short video. So thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and y'all have a good upcoming weekend. All right, sorry, I know you thought that video was over. Hope if you're watching to the end, it's going to pay off. So I went ahead and set the hood on. I got the hood adjusted. I just set the fenders on. There's no bolts in them. The paint's not really cured yet, so I won't put any fender bolts in and scratch that up. Now, as far as putting hood on, I do put the hood on myself. I normally tape up the cowl up towards the front on both sides so I don't scratch anything up. Then I'll even set a rag on top of the tape, the masking tape. Then I'll set the hood in place. I'll lift the hood up, put the prop rod on. Just you got to be super careful. If you're not used to doing this by yourself, don't attempt to do it. Make sure you got 2 people, but I've probably done 100 of these hoods by myself. It's not that big a deal. So I'll quit flapping my lips. It was just too damn good not to share to add to the end of this video. I think you guys will, if you waited, you'll enjoy this. So check it out. All right, so there it is, Project Phoenix. Again, the fenders are just sitting on there. They're not bolted in place yet, so they're not lined up. The cowl, no scratches. Now the hood hinges, that's something I normally save to the end. Once the car's almost finished, I'll repaint the hood hinges and the bolts so there's no scratches. But just take all that in. Look how nice that's looking. This car's gonna look amazing. The fenders, I did base coat clear the fenders. The engine bay, everybody knows I did single stage. It matches super, super good for single stage and base coat. Looks really, really nice. So we'll walk over here. Don't know how nice this one's gonna look. Almost as good. You get the idea. But yeah, like I said, no scratches on the cowl down in here. Like I said, I have masking tape from about here all the way to here, double masking tape, and then set a rag on there so you don't scratch anything up. It's pretty easy if you've done 100 of them. But yeah, so let me shut this hood real quick. You get an idea of the cowl gaps. Look how nice the gaps are, nice and even on both sides. Now, if you notice, the hood always sets a little low without the cowl seal. That's the main part of the cowl seal. Also, it'll lift the hood up, if you can see that. Yeah, so got the cowl seals to keep the water out, and it also will push the hood up a little bit in the back once it's fully seated. Again, sorry for tricking y'all a little bit. I wasn't going to share this, but this looks too good not to share, and I know y'all watching want to know what it looks like. So thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you got any questions or comments, hit me up below. Thanks.